There are all sorts of different wearables out there today. You got smartwatches, you got rings, we've got patches, we've got all sorts of different things out there that are trying to help us get a better idea of where our health and activity levels are at, so we can live a more healthy life and have more fun doing what we want to do, right? Well, watches and rings and all these things out there are doing a good job of helping us keep track of our activity levels. So how much we're moving around, blood oxygen levels, heart rate, depending on where you live, maybe even blood pressure. But that's only giving us part of the picture. What we really need to know is deep dive into what's happening in our blood. So like when you eat food, your body processes that and handles it and causes different changes within your body. And we don't really know what that is or what's going on if you're not able to track that. Well, Oura has partnered with Stelo. And this is Stelo. Stelo is a division of Dexcom. So Dexcom is one of the biggest names in medical devices and blood glucose monitoring, diabetes, and things of that nature. We're partnering with Oura to give you a complete picture of your health by taking all the metrics that Oura already captures, merging that with the information that the blood glucose monitor is taking, and helping you understand how these things are affecting your body to give you a better picture, gives you advice and things like that. So this isn't going to be a review on the Oura Ring. I'll give you some information on that. There are tons of Oura Rings reviews out there. But I'm going to go ahead and link some of the information to this. I'll talk about the app a little bit. I want to talk about the Stelo app and what it's doing and how these things come together into one place, and see if this might be the way to get you more information on your health. Stick around.
Okay, let's go.
While I don't personally have diabetes, I have family members that have passed away from complications with it in the past, and so it is something I'm aware of. I've got a sweet tooth. I love me some sweets and carbs and all that stuff, and all of those things can highly affect your glucose levels and your insulin levels within your body. And so keeping an eye on that is a good idea, especially if you have a family history of it. But aside from that, knowing how food affects your body can help you manage your health and daily activities better. And when you combine that with the information that something like the Oura Ring 4 is gathering, it really gives you a good insight into what is going on inside of your body when things are happening, whether it's exercise or food, and how those two things can play together. And so real quick, I'm gonna talk about Stelo. So that, like I said, is the blood glucose monitoring. It is the consumer-facing product of Dexcom, and it is getting a lot of information. So to start with, the app does a great job of walking you through the installation process to get the sensor onto your arm. So when you get a box, the box looks like this. It comes with two patches. Each one lasts 15 days or so. So it gets you about a month's worth per box for two sensors. And the app walks you through. I'll put a little screen recording up on the side of what the process looks like. But it's gonna go through, give you step by step, clean your arm off, use this applicator. This comes off, it's got a seal on it, so make sure that is not broken before you open it up. Walks you through, you put this against your arm, push the button, and it quickly pokes your arm, pierces your arm, so that the sensor can start accepting blood to monitor it, and then it seals it up immediately. Zero pain whatsoever. I was really surprised. I did the first one myself, and that one hurt a little bit, and it's because my arm wasn't relaxed. The second one my wife helped me with, and that was a much better experience. But once you're done with that, you're gonna scan the QR code or type in the code on the back of the applicator deal, and you're done. The app's gonna take it. It'll take 20 minutes or so for the sensor to warm up and it to start gathering information. But once it's done, that's it. You don't have to do anything else. It's all fed in directly into the app, and it does a really, really good job of helping you understand the information and track it all for you. Puts it all in easy to read graphs, so that you can have actionable information on it. And it'll give you alerts if there's a spike or a dip. So you'll get a notification that, hey, we've noticed a glucose spike. So if you've just eaten something or you're hanging out and there's a spike or something like that, you can kind of take that information and gauge how you're feeling. And so it'll help you understand when your body may be experiencing a sudden change in its blood glucose levels. And so you won't necessarily have to look at something to know when it's happening, but it's good to have that monitoring and keep that information at hand. So I'm gonna do a recording here. Let's do some app work and check this thing out so you can kind of see what you get out of the Stelo app. Overall, the app's really clean. It's easy to use. There's not a lot going on in it, which is something I very, very much appreciate. So once you get started into the app and you get everything set up, it's gonna start tracking everything. So it's gonna tell you your current reading, the most recent reading, and then kind of give you an idea of it trending. So you can see here on mine, it's falling now. You can look down here. So it's got the last 6 hours, and you can see over the last 3 hours is when I've started eating some food. And you can see at each meal where things started to jump, and then it slowly starts to work its way down. You can adjust that to 24 hours. We can click on it and go further into it. You'll have below that you get your list of events that have happened. So there's spikes or dips. Each day you'll get a notification that tells you how you did on the previous day as far as staying within the suggested range. That's really nice. Of course, you've got a range of the summary for across the last few days. It'll give you an idea and your averages across there. So the homepage is really simple and easy to read. There's not a lot there, which is good. You don't want to be a whole lot of confusing information inside of that when you're trying to look at something you may not be too clear about. Also, so Stelo just introduced this, where a lot of apps are starting to let you take pictures of your food, and the app will try to guess or figure out what it is that you're eating and the nutritional value of it to help you keep track of that. Stelo just added this as well, so you can kind of see here what it came across. So the picture here is sliced smoked brisket from the barbecue competition that I had this past weekend. I got a video up on that if you're curious. Put a link up there, you can find out what that's about. But this would be brisket and pork ribs. Below here, this is bacon wrapped jalapeno popper. It's pretty good, pretty close on that. It can't see it, but there is a piece of like kielbasa sausage at the bottom of it, so obviously it's not going to know that, but otherwise it's a pretty good job. Crumble granola bars are pre-packaged devices or pre-packaged foods, so you can kind of figure those out. Those are going to be easier for it to understand. The sleep tracking, that is information that is going to come over to the app from other sources. So Oura could be transporting information into it, could be the smartwatch that you're wearing or something like that, because Stelo does work with Health Connect on the Google side, and then so you're able to keep all the information in one place, and so apps can share that data to give you more information if the particular device doesn't support a certain health metric like steps or, in this case, sleep. You can manually add those events as you see fit, whether you worked out or did something like that, want to make a note, you keep track of it. So Stelo's doing a good job of letting you be in complete control and add as much information as you want, and also help you remember possibly what you may have done that happened around a certain period where you notice a spike or a dip, and how you help that, or what caused it. Under the learning, obviously in here you're going to get all kinds of information to help you better understand what glucose is, how it can affect your body. Different information in there, and then you got your settings, which is where you get to go and connect it. You can see up top, it does tell you how many days are left on the sensor. So you can see I got about 4 days left on mine, and then it's time to take it off and start a new one. So that's what you got in the app. Like I said, it's a pretty simple, clean app. It gives you all the information you need. It's all clear to see, and they give you some good documentation in there to kind of learn more about what it is if you're unfamiliar with what glucose monitoring is. So let's jump into the Oura app and kind of see how these two things work together. All right, so like I said, the Oura 4 is what I'm wearing right now. I'm not gonna do a review on this. There's a lot of them out there already, but I wanna talk about this ring. So I've really been enjoying this ring. I've tested a few different smart rings. I've got a ring review coming up for a couple of options down the line, so stay tuned for those things as well. But this is the brushed silver style of Oura Ring 4. I really like the texture on this. It's almost super reflective, and you got those silver reflective stripes on shoes and jackets of sports clothing. It's kind of like that. Like when the light hits it just right, it's really shiny. So, so in the app, so the Oura Ring tracks all sorts of things. I kind of equate the Oura Ring to like something like an Apple Watch, and just in the way that they set up their app, it has a lot of familiarity to me as the same way that the Apple Health app looks, and kind of the way they display the information and the way they kind of discern it down to make it a little bit more understandable. Good or bad, it's your choice. But let's hop in the app here real quick. So the Oura 4 app, so across the top, you're gonna have all the information stays the same. If you've used the Oura app, all the information is the same. Everything looks the same, except when you pair it and connect it with Stelo, you get an additional tile and additional bit of information inside of there. And so across the top, you can see readiness, sleep. Last night's sleep was garbage. Did good for activity. And then you can see on the right side, there's glucose. So you can tap on your glucose, and then you can dive in to see this. So this is gonna be information that came directly from Stelo. And so you can go through here and select the different bits of information, go back and forth between the days. It's nice, it does give you the information as far as how well you've been doing as far as staying within the range. It gives you some information on it and some tips as far as ways that kind of help with that. Again, across the bottom, just like in the Stelo app, Oura does a good job of giving information to help you understand what can affect your blood glucose levels and what those things can mean. So it helps you with that and kind of gives more information in there. You can go back across the different days and see what you've done previously. You can scroll across and see what happened in there. You can see right here, we got sleep. You can kind of see what time you can go to bed and how your blood glucose changes throughout the day when you're asleep and awake. Tracking food, and this is another thing that you can do. And so they do a similar thing as what Stelo has, And if you come in here and you can actually go in and see your meals, if I get into it, right down here, so under a timeline. So I did the same pictures here in the Oura app, and it did a good job. Like, it recognized that there was brisket and pork ribs on there. So it did a good job of, better job than the Stelo app as far as recognizing what was on the plate. So it puts all that in here. It doesn't give you any kind of nutritional value based on the food. It does a little bit, I guess, here, but not actual numbers. So it tells you if it's a high or low thing, but because it's just guessing, right? It doesn't know exactly what's there. It doesn't know the weight. It doesn't know, it can't tell how much fat is in it or whatever. So it's guessing these things based on knowing what the actual item is, right? So since Oura did a good job of recognizing it, it probably has a pretty good idea of what these things are. So you can kind of see all that in from here. You can do it with all your different meals. You can keep track of it all in one place. So it's a really great system that they've got here. And I love how Oura and Stelo are coming together to give you a better picture of your health in one place that is going to give you more information, be more accurate, and give you the ability to take more actionable steps to make sure that you're feeling your best and have the best life. So let's wrap this thing up. So as with all of my product reviews, I was sent the Oura Ring and the Stelo for testing purposes. Neither brand or PR agencies are going to get any input on this video or see it before you. So they're going to see this the same as you will. But I've really enjoyed using this stuff. The one thing I do have to say is the sensor on the back of your arm, once you get it on there, like, I forget it's there. I will completely forget, and I'll take a shower, go swimming or something like that, or I'll just have a weird itch and I'll grab it and I'll feel it back there, and it kind of surprises me it's there. But the sticker that holds it on, it gets kind of gross. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but after a while it gets dirt underneath it and sweat and stuff like that, and it gets to look pretty nasty. So that's one downside there. So if you can find some, like, colorful stickers or stickers that aren't clear, may help with some of that. But otherwise, like, using it is simple. Like, all information goes in one place. You don't have to do anything, and it all goes into the same app. You can view them separately. You can dive into them if you want. You don't have to use them together. You're completely able to use Oura by itself and Stelo by itself. But if you have the two, combining that information together is going to help out a lot. So if you have any questions, drop it down below. I'll leave links for everything in the description. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to try and answer those. And I've got lots of videos coming up, so make sure you like, subscribe, stick around so you don't miss anything. Thanks.
Okay, let's go.